Good morning. It's not really early, it's already 10. I started my day at 5:30. I just can't sleep late. Now that we are getting into spring summer in Australia, it's daylight quite early and it's nighttime like quite early as well, 6ish, 7. It's really important to for the night before for me to sleep a little bit earlier so that I don't miss out on sleep. I thought I would share how I healed from my calcaneus surgery within 3 months without pain and without using any pain medication. I fell from a bouldering accident while I was on a holiday in Chiang Mai. I shattered my calcaneus heel, suffered multiple fracture on my calcaneus heel during the accident, and I needed immediate surgery. The surgery I got is short form ORIF. It just means open reduction and internal fixation surgery. So basically they just slit you open, and with my shattered heel they just affix titanium fixtures on it to piece all the bones together because it's quite badly shattered. And besides the plate, I also have multiple screws involved. In terms of timeline, I am 8 months post-surgery, post-accident and post-surgery. So within 2 days of accidents, I got my surgery straight away. There was an option for me to wait until the injured side is the trauma of the injured side is more settled, but I didn't want to take that option, and my surgeon told me that both options will have the same good outcome. It's just a matter of what I prefer. So when I was presented with both options, I thought, so since this video is talking more about food, I just want to say that I am not a medical professional. I am only sharing what works for me and what with my limited knowledge is applicable for my circumstances. So if you are in the same situation where you are trying to heal, and it is best to work with your health professional. First thing first, before I go into the diet, is you have to have a baseline of a connection with your physical body. Like I said, you have to know what your relationship with food is to begin with, and what your baseline is. That means your day-to-day diet, what does it involve? Because if you are someone who is not health conscious, or who just eat whatever you want, this type of eating style to help your healing process is really hard. Post-surgery and post-accident, I would assume someone will be in a position that is quite low and mentally quite exhausting. So to follow a strict diet means you're putting on another layer of stress on yourself and your body. Facebook group with this particular injury, not just general ORIF surgery, but a calcaneus healing group. So there is a lot of resources there as well, and it's just for research, and you're free to make your own choice when whatever is presented to you. So the first thing is I watch my protein intake and my carbs. I mean, it's fair to say that you will want to watch all your macros, especially when you're in the position, not just for healing, but when activity is taken away from you and there's no way that you get expanding your energy. And if you're for that 3 months that I was non-weight bearing, obviously I do not expend a lot of energy. So I do watch my intake of these macros. And on top of that, I also was watching the calcium that I'm taking. Yes, I was given supplements by the doctor to supplement my calcium, and there was a whole host of other supplements as well. It's not medication, it's just supplements like vitamin C, calcium. I was given zinc as well for that few months. So on top of these supplements, I make sure I get those in my food rather than relying on the supplements alone. It's common knowledge that supplements probably don't deliver the amount that was promised on the label, because we go through our dietary tracks and something might get lost. And so I try to make sure that my food has those supplements that is needed to promote healing. First and foremost was calcium, because this is a bone injury to start off with, and second of all is to the healing process and to reduce inflammation. So there was vitamin C and there was zinc. First thing I put into my diet was sardines, and because sardine is high in omega and it's good healthy protein, lots of protein, and has a good amount of calcium as well. And the only sad thing about this food is that I can only source it through canned food, and I really want to avoid canned food because of all the microplastics and all the lining in the cans and stuff. But in my case, I would prioritize having that protein source rather than to think about the toxicity that come with it. So for that 3 months, I was almost eating 1 can of sardine a day, and I know it sounds horrible, but if you're not someone who loves this type of food, it's sickening. I grew up eating sardines, so it's part of our diet as an Asian person, and my mom, she advocates us eating it, so I grew up eating it. I have no problems eating. But having said that, I am not someone who sit by choice, you see, because when I was younger, my mom just cook it and I'll eat it. I have no qualms about it. But since before the surgery, I wasn't actively choosing sardines. So, and once I did my research and I realized that okay, I have to eat sardine, I was like, okay, I would much rather choose chicken. But if it's such nutrient dense food and it's good for recovery, I'll take it. So although I didn't gag from eating it, but I had to make a conscious choice to eat it once a day. So sardine was the first one. And the second thing, I don't think anybody would think much about it, but I up my soy intake. So I was drinking a lot of soy milk. Soy milk has a lot of calcium in it as well, and it's a good source of protein as well. So the soy milk that I get in Singapore is really quite different from a soy milk that you get in a Western supermarket or in a Western country, because soy milk in Singapore is fresh. Like, it has that silky, smooth texture like a full cream milk, but it still has that very light quality about it. Quality of soy we get it in, I don't know, I can't speak for Asia, but in Singapore it's really good because people drink it on a daily basis, and so we get good quality soybeans there. It differs greatly from the Tetra Pak soy milk that you get at the supermarket in Woolies or Coles if you are an Australian audience. So I was drinking soy milk every day and I loved it so much. Like, soy milk is a childhood drink for me. The fact that I can't source it fresh here really bums me out. Make it myself, but it's such a laborious work and I need to get it. So these days if I go to an Asian market, I probably will buy the ones that is sugar free. The sweetened version ones, they use cane sugar and I don't like it. If you buy sugar free, you can sweeten it with your own honey or maple syrup, which is much better. And the last thing I did was not an intake, but I watched my caffeine intake, because caffeine is very notorious for stripping away calcium, and that was something that I want to replenish and not being stripped away. I do love my coffee and tea, and back in Singapore, you get your beautiful teh and kopi, which I was missing a lot. But it was just a small sacrifice for me. So once I was weight bearing and once I was walking well, I could have my tea and coffee with no qualms. I stopped drinking alcohol. I'm not a drinker, but I do love my wine, once in a blue moon and stuff. And during the stage of recovery, I totally stopped alcohol. These are the combination of things that I did for that 3 months while I was healing from my surgery. And I have to say that it helped me tremendously in terms of pain management, in terms of the healing process, like the surgical side, the wound healing. And in all this diet, it actually helped with my mental health. It's a bit weird to say that, but whatever food you put into your body, it does affect your mental health anyways, because your gut lining is being affected. There are studies that is presented saying that poor gut health leads to depression and anxiety. So I can vouch for that. Like, the clean eating might not work for a short-term pleasure, but in the long run it really helped with my mental health, and that is the most perfect welcomed side effect from such good diet. And like I mentioned before in the beginning of the video, like, this is not a sustainable style of eating if you want to be really strict, but it did help me in that 3 months when I was trying to heal. So post recovery stage, like right now, since after the third month of recovery, I still maintain some of the good habits, although I'm not eating sardines every day, but I do eat it maybe twice or maximum 3 times a week, because I do love the high protein sauce and the quick availability in a small can, which I don't have to cook or anything. Like, in the morning I'll just finish the can of the sardines, and that is my high protein breakfast. It's a habit that I kept. The soy milk is something that I can't really source from here, so that is something for another, I have to try in some other ways. So I do have tofu and tempeh and stuff like that to help me supplement it. I'm back with my caffeine intake, so I love my matcha in the morning and sometimes a coffee, but I'm really trying to reduce that because of the calcium. And then I don't really have a glass of wine anymore. Like, if I go out once a month or something, I might have a glass, but that's it. That is basically it for the diet during my recovery phase. And if you haven't seen that video of me talking about how I healed from my calcaneus injury, I'll put a link in the video and you can go check it out. And if you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.